just tell me a bit about when this happened and what exactly happened.
It was earlier in about 7:30 in the morning. I was loading my truck up, and I started around probably 7:40, and I let it run for about 10 minutes. When I was loading it up, I was loading tools because I do construction, so I was loading it up to do construction, and I came out and I noticed my vehicle, it was running weird for some reason. I thought it was like running out of gas, honestly, when I walked up to it for some reason. And then my steering wheel started moving and it didn't click in my head yet. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then it started to take off into gear, and it went straight and went around the corner, and when it was doing that, I ran and jumped into the back of it while that was happening. So he started to proceed down 8th, and he was trying to turn back and forth to try and to shake me out of the back of the vehicle, kinda. And I punched through the back of my window and started to crawl through the window. And when I crawled through the window, he hit the brakes. And when he actually hit the brakes, it actually helped me because I like flew through the car to the front of it, and I like caught myself on the dashboard. And at that time, he like stopped, and I put it into park because he kind of just got out of the vehicle and started to walk away. And I put it into park, and I crawled out of the vehicle after him, and I honestly thought it was a kid that was walking to school because he had like a kid's backpack on, kinda, and like a kid's coat or like a kid's sweater, kinda. So I kind of ran up to him, and I thought it was like almost a kid, and he turned around, and he was actually a lot older than I thought. So I like grabbed him, and I was holding him on the fence over here on 8th, and I was holding him, and I was trying to kind of get his story or trying to figure out what was going on because I was freaking out at this point. So I'm holding him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? You stole my vehicle. Or I was just like freaking out. I don't know honestly what I said. But I was yelling at him, and he starts screaming that I'm trying to stab him and starts just like saying some crazy stuff. And I turned around, and there's a guy in a white truck right now behind us because there's like a bunch of cars lined up already. And the guy in the white truck's actually recording. So I don't know who he was, but he was recording it. So I don't know who the suspect or the person that was watching, not the suspect, but the person that was watching, he was recording it, but he took back off after everything because he started walking away from me because I wanted to call the police. So I pulled out my phone and started to call the police, and he started to freak out, and he shook loose and started to walk away. And there's a little like a wooded area over there that's kind of, it was like supposed to probably have a house or something there, but there's no house right there. And he started to walk back there, and the whole time this Corey kid, I think his name is, he's screaming, he's trying to stab me, and I'm trying to just like hold him basically because I have the cops on the phone at this point, and I'm trying to tell him where I'm at and where the kid is. And he pulls a knife on me and actually like slices my hand a little bit and like waves it at me. And I started like freaking out at this point, and I'm like ready to fight. I'm like trying to fight him, like freaking out. Shouldn't do that ever. But I'm like trying to fight him, and he kind of gets scared, I think. So he puts the knife away, and he's like, oh yeah, do you want to fight? So he puts up both of his hands, and we start to fight. And I'm still on the phone with the police. So I like say to the police for a second, I'm like, all right, well, we're about to fight. And I was like, I'm about to get him. That's what I said right on the phone. And he swings 2 hits at me, and he barely skinned me both, and I hit him 1 time, and he hits the ground and gets up, and he like stumbles, and he runs, and there's a fence back there, and he jumps over the fence back there. So I ran and jumped the fence again and chased him, and I made it to about the road where the high school is, back over there. And I started getting scared because there was 2 of them. Because when I seen them earlier, there was 2 people down there. So I had my car in the middle of the road, so I was scared. So I turned back around and went back to my vehicle, got into my vehicle, went around the block, and then seen the girl that he was with, because I seen the other person that he was with was in a blue jacket. So I pulled over, stopped the girl, and made her wait with me until the police came. And she was saying some fake name and stuff like that, but they supposedly caught the guy and stuff. So, yeah, it was
crazy. So you walked out to your car, you saw something was weird out here, and then it, takes off. Most people just be like, oh, let me call the police. What was it that clicked in your head that made you instead go jump in the back and chase after the truck instead?
It's just like a fight or flight reaction, kind of. You don't ever think, you just do. I don't know.
And that was
So,
just your first response or your first
yeah,
reaction.
all I thought was punching through the back window. So that's literally all I thought. I just like jumped in the back of the window and thought to punch through the smaller middle window.
That's crazy. And then what day was this?
This was yesterday morning.
You said around 7:30?
Yes.
Wow. And you said police have caught him? Or
Yes, he's in. They caught him about. They were still, because I was like freaking out at this point. They had me stopped right there, actually at at that corner right there. They had me sitting on the front of the cop car, and I'm just freaking out because my adrenaline's going. I'm like, he's gone. We need to find him, and I'm just like, and then I hear one of the other officers. They're like, come here, and they called one of their things, and I heard him. He's like, do you know your deputy got him or whatever, got the suspect? And I was like, oh, I heard that. And they're like, oh, so they came over and told me, and I got in the back of the cop car and they drove me up, and sure enough, I was like, I know he has like tattoos somewhere on his face and stuff, and he had a tattoo right here and on his face, so, yeah.
were you ever scared at all? Or you just kind of just...
Not really, just going for it, just gotta go, I don't know.
You said there was a lot of adrenaline involved.
I just wanted him to get in jail than anything, because after he got out of the vehicle and I like got my truck back basically, because after he was out of it and walked away, he's like, oh, my friend said it was his vehicle, or he told me to get in it, it was his vehicle or something. And I'm like, where's your friend? What do you mean, where's your friend at? And he's like trying to walk away, and after I started grabbing him and actually freaking out, he starts saying I'm trying to stab him and stuff, and actually he tried to stab me back behind there after we got behind people or didn't see anybody. Supposedly there was a witness though that seen it, so.
So it was just right down the street here?
Yeah, it was just right there. Yeah, it was just like not even a block away. And my right hand is actually broken, so I gotta go see an orthopedics or something for my hand. So I gotta go figure out if I need surgery or not. So.
When are you gonna get that checked out?
I went to my grandma's today, made a couple phone calls, but they were all on lunch, so I'll be going back there today.
What part of your hand is broken?
It's more by like the wrist, so like my knuckles and everything are actually not broken, so it's more back by where my wrist is. There's like a big lump where my wrist is, so.
Does it hurt a lot?
Yeah, it's hurting really bad. I've been, eating tons of ibuprofen.
And then can I see your other hand?
My other hand, it just has a little cut on it.
Okay. And that's where he sliced it with the knife?
Yeah, that's actually where he got it with the little pocket knife.